So I did some digging and I found some wild comments from Kamala supporters because they're noticing that she is running away from this election and she doesn't want to do any interviews, which we already know, but they're noticing something very strange about her. And we're not even talking about the alcoholic rumors that apparently a lot of people say is true, but I'm going to read some comments here by her supporters that notice that she's doing something to try to manipulate them into thinking that okay. So I'll slow it down here. So apparently, and I'll go here, then we'll go to Trump's announcement. So apparently she is accepting. She says, I will gladly accept a second presidential debate on October 23rd, just days away from the election. I hope Donald Trump will join me. And boy, oh boy, does she receive so much backlash from her supporters because they noticed that she will gladly accept a second presidential debate, but only if it's on CNN. So she goes from ABC to CNN, and her fans and her supporters lose it on her. But before I play that, let's actually play this right here from Donald Trump because he is making a huge announcement. And then we'll go into exactly what the comments are saying about this mistake that she just made. Take a listen.
Kamala and her group have seen what's happening to their campaign, and it's not going well for them. And they would like, just announced a little while ago as I was coming off the plane, they would like to do another debate. Although, good entertainment value. A lot of people say, oh, do it, it's great entertainment. I've already done two. One with crooked Joe Biden at CNN and the other one with Kamala on ABC. CNN was very fair, I thought. Joe was driven out of the race. It was a coup, by the way, but he was driven out of the race. And they've been widely criticized by the radical left lunatics for all of the fairness. They were very fair. In other words, they won't be fair again.
Okay. So Donald Trump is noticing the setup here. And the setup here is that CNN and a lot of people, there's a conspiracy going around that CNN was really good at the first debate with Joe Biden because they knew ahead of time that Joe Biden will drop out and that eventually somebody will replace him. So what they did was, this is just a conspiracy. I don't know if you guys believe this, but what they did was they made Trump supporters and a whole bunch of people believe that they would be fair. So during the first debate, you notice that Dana Bash and Jake Tapper didn't interrupt. They didn't do what ABC did. So that way, when it comes time to do a second debate, they'll do it. And then they'll start to interrupt and team up against Trump right before the election. So apparently that's what's going on. Let me know if you guys believe that, because that's what Kamala's trying to do. And Trump is noticing. Now, another question I have for you guys is, why in the world would Kamala want to do another debate if, because remember, that according to the Democrats, Kamala won the debate. It was, she washed Trump. She cooked him, right? So why would she want another debate desperately? That's the question that a lot of people have on their mind. And why on CNN?
And they've been widely criticized by the radical left lunatics for all of the fairness. They were very fair. In other words, they won't be fair again because they took a lot of abuse from the radical left. ABC was 3-on-1, but I was given credit for having done a very, very good job. I appreciate that. We did a great job. It was 3-on-1. The problem with another debate is that it's just too late. Voting has already started. She's had her chance to do it with Fox. You know, Fox invited us on, and I waited, and they turned it down. But now she wants to do a debate right before the election with CNN because she's losing badly. You know, it's like a fighter. She sees the pulse. She sees what's happening. She's losing badly, but it's like a fighter who goes into the ring and gets knocked out. The first thing he says is, I want a rematch. I want a rematch.
Is he wrong? It's the question. Make sure to smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to smash the like button right now. Let's hit the algorithm. And so now let's go to Kamala's favorite page here, the page that really, in my opinion, worships her. It's the Shade Room. And I noticed something here. Uh, After they posted this, they said that, oh my God, look, Kamala is willing to accept a second presidential debate on October 23rd against Donald J. Trump, right? Caitlin Collins was the one that posted this, right? Let's go here. Caitlin Collins posted this. Caitlin Collins says, Vice President Harris has accepted the invitation from CNN to debate former President Trump on October 23rd. Why is Caitlin Collins saying this? And then she reposted it, right? And telling the world that, oh, look, we have another debate. You know, Trump doesn't really want to be a part of it, right? And then here are the comments. Let's read them one by one. Nope, accept the Fox debate if you want to make a point. Do it on Fox. Kamala doesn't is not fit to become president. CNN, Fox News should take the lead this time. This are a bunch of liberals and Kamala Harris supporters saying that why would you want to do it on CNN? Do it on Fox. We want to see you go on Fox. We just saw the 3-on-1 that you just had. Do it on Fox. You really want to show us that you can become president? Why do you want to do it on CNN? Do it on Fox. So here's another comment here. CNN, another biased news media, even they're noticing. Another one. LOL. First on rigged ABC, then CNN. She thinks she's slick. Let's do this on Fox News. This is crazy. Another comment here, and these are all women, by the way. All women commenting this. She'll gladly accept a debate where everyone is on her side, but won't go on Fox News. She won't go on Fox News. People are calling her out for it, right? Another comment here says, do it on Fox, right? Here is Chewy214 says, Trump stepped into North Korea and Kamala won't even step into a neutral news outlet for a debate. This is how people are noticing, and this is the mistake that she has made by thinking that she could be slick, right? Another comment here says he won the first time. He doesn't need to debate again. Wow. Let's go here. I like this comment right here. You're trying to get home advantage twice? Nah, be fair and do it on Fox instead of another Democratic network. Even Democrats are saying, no, Kamala. Let's be very honest here. We're going to support you, but you really got to go on Fox News. We want to see you go on Fox News. We already saw Trump for 4 years become president. We even saw Trump step into North Korea. Why can't you go on Fox News? Right? Look at all these comments. Young lady by the name of Dark Lovely, right? She says, go on Fox since you so bad. Oh, you so bad. Oh, you about this life. You want to be the president. Go on Fox News. All these people, look at this. Do it on Fox. Do it on Fox. Look at this. These are comments that are usually on her side from people that usually support her. Go on Fox. Do it on Fox News. Look at all the comments are about Fox News. On the Shade Room. Look at this. Mocha J, another young lady here, right? She says, why? Why would you want to do it on CNN so they can have another bias ass debate? It was literally 3 against 1. Look at this. Somebody even said, Hoops and Dreams said, I'm reading through these Shade Room comments so proud. My people are finally waking up. That's how crazy this is. And then we have another comment here from a gentleman. He says, we need a strong man to run this country. Another comment. These are all black people, by the way. This is probably like one white person here and there. But these are all black people, all black women, all black men. And here's the last comment I wanted to read for you guys. He says, debate on Fox News or any place where you won't have answers to help you with the moderators. The jig is up. The jig is up. You got people saying, yo, go on Fox News, man. Like, what are we doing here? You want to go only on CNN and you want to... Look, somebody else says, we don't want it. She failed to answer the first and most important question of the evening. We don't give a rat's ass that she grew up in the middle class. Tell us why under this current administration, the middle class are about to be obsolete, right? Answering questions as if she's currently not a part of the problem. She needs to go back to the basement she's been in the last 4 years. No thanks. Wow. That is millions and millions of people basically, going at it. And speaking of black women, speaking of black support, speaking of white support, speaking of support all around the country, we have a segment here that I wanted to show you guys about a Trump rally, about the Trump rally, that specific one. Let's take a listen.
And this is sound of Donald Trump at his rally in North Carolina today without Mark Robinson. And what he had to say about Oprah.
Did you see her on Oprah? That's not going to be president. Oprah didn't know what the hell to do. Oprah was like embarrassed. She wanted to hide under the table, but she's a professional and she was able to sort of disguise it. No, she wanted to go right under the table.
Whitley, why does Donald Trump lie like that? I mean, everybody knows. Come on.
I think that there were times during that interview where it looked like Oprah was trying to figure out where.
What was Trump lying? I told you guys something about these Kamala Harris supporters, right? The male ones. And I didn't come up with that, but man, I'm starting to notice it. And that's not to say that there aren't manly Kamala supporters, because there's probably a lot or a few. But bro, what's going on?
Like, she wanted to go right under the table.
Whitley, why does Donald Trump lie like that? I mean,
like, you see what they all look the same, right? The white versions, the black versions of them, the Hispanic versions of these guys, they all look the same, bro. I'm not insinuating anything, but somebody brought it up. Angela Stanton King brought it up, and I was like, that's probably a wild statement to make. And then I'm looking around, and every time I look up, they all look the same.
Everybody knows. Come on.
I think that there were times during that interview where it looked like Oprah was trying to figure out where VP Harris was going. And I think when we're looking at this circumspectly, when we're talking about battleground states and talking to working everyday Americans, utilizing a billionaire who's not dealing with the cost of inflation, with stagnant wages, with stagnant industries is really just out of touch. And I think that's what he really meant to say, is that hiding behind Hollywood as opposed to really just talking about the policies of your administration may not be working specifically in battleground states.
That is literally rich, Whitley.
Thank you. It's wealthy. It's wealthy.
A rich man. Come on.
A couple of things here. So Oprah is one of the only people who has been able to have an audience of 20 million people for over many, many years. So I mean, she is a professional here, and she does have an audience, and she knows how to coordinate or how to appeal to wide audiences. The second thing is I'm really tired of all the surrogates and Donald Trump and the JD Vance all saying this. That's not what the candidates are saying. That is not what they're doing. They're insulting people personally. They're being mean. They're being really vindictive. They're not sticking to the issues. And if they were sticking to the issues and saying what you think they mean to say, we'd be in a much different race. But they can't control themselves, and they just need to be mean and vindictive. And that's not winning them the independent voters.
Well, I definitely don't need a history lesson on Oprah, who's Black history, because I'm very familiar with all that she has done. But what I'm saying.
Damn. Sheesh. By the way, this is a white liberal. Is Whitney? Is that her name? Whitley? Her name is Whitley Yates. Is she conservative, black woman? Because she just gave this liberal white woman a little taste of, white liberals. You guys know, black liberals do it too. But white liberals do this a lot. They try to control the conversation. Like, they try to snatch you into like, oh, you don't really know your culture. You're not really from where you're from.
And they just need to be mean and vindictive. And that's not winning them the independent voters.
Well, I definitely don't need a history lesson on Oprah, who's Black history, because I'm very familiar with all that she has done. But what I'm saying is, when you're talking to people specifically in a state where the average salary is $49,000, bringing a billionaire up on stage is going to present out of touch, specifically for working class Americans. And let me explain why. It's because the issues that they're talking about does not impact her the same, as opposed to having working class people maybe engaging with her, maybe a town hall forum. She has been utilizing celebrities to promote her campaign, as opposed to utilizing working class people or utilizing them to speak to working class people. And there is a disconnect.
I don't know. I mean, did you watch the town? I mean, it was a town hall a town hall style forum, and Oprah Winfrey is. I mean, she's not a talk show host now or a journalist now, but it was like watching Oprah from the 90s and the 80s.
And also the polls are closing. So clearly she's doing something right because she's meeting people where they are, because she is now leading in the polls and she's closing on issues that were Donald Trump's, like the economy and immigration. So something is working.
But polls are a snapshot in time, and we all know that,
Yeah,
right? She was just down in the polls, specifically losing with African-American men, and this doesn't necessarily help her when you see her utilizing celebrities in this way. When they want policies, they don't want the performance of Hollywood within their political spheres.
I mean,
this guy is a goof. This guy's a goof. You guys see about Janet Jackson? You see they're attacking Janet Jackson now?
American men, and this doesn't necessarily help her when you see her utilizing celebrities in this way. When they want policies, they don't want the performance of Hollywood within their political spheres.
I mean, again, if you watched the town hall forum, you heard her talk about policies.
Anyways, enough of this guy. Whitley, shout out to you. I would love to have you on my show. You're great. I love the way you handled this. So black men that are voting for Kamala are now attacking Janet Jackson for what she said. If you don't know what I'm talking about, wasn't even going to talk about this, but I'm actually just going to bring it up because Janet Jackson stuff is really, really intriguing to me. Janet Jackson, let's go to Janet Jackson real quick. So she made comments about Kamala Harris. I think this is it right here. So the comments, so Janet Jackson stands her ground, refuses to backtrack after saying Kamala is not black. Grammy Award winner has not backtracked from her initial comments despite previous reports claiming she has doubled down. So, yeah, apparently Janet Jackson, legendary Janet Jackson, came out and said that she's not black. And a lot of people were losing it, specifically D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley comes out. And D.L. Hughley, once again, another person, another man, all right? He's another man attacking. Okay, so he says Janet Jackson's interview sounded like a Trump rally. FYI, it's a little ironic to question whether someone is black while you're breathing through the nose of a white woman. This guy is like, he's now attacking Janet Jackson. Once again, this D.L. Hughley, like these are the people, like they just, you know, in the hood, we call these motherfuckers, like we call them a certain bitch ass, you know what I mean? Like in the hood, you just, but I'm not gonna tweak out on this live stream, but I noticed the certain behavior from black men that vote for Kamala, white men that vote for Kamala, white individuals, black individuals. I noticed certain behaviors from them, the way they just frantically lose their minds when things don't go their way. Now we're attacking Janet Jackson for her opinion? Really? That's what we doing now? Janet Jackson comes out. She says, yo, I don't think Kamala's black. Right? Now, personally speaking, her dad is Jamaican. With he looks black to me. I would say she's half. I would say she's probably like 40% if you do like a DNA test. I don't really care about a race. But foundational black Americans that have been here for generations are noticing a trend by Democrats. They're noticing that usually every time a black person makes it in politics, they're usually not even foundational to America. Remember, there's white people all over the United States of America, but there's white Americans that have been here, right? Right? And then there's black Americans that have been here their whole entire lives since America's existence, since the United States of America, the experiment that we call the United States of America, since the Constitution. Right, since all of that, right, descendants of slavery, and you have those two classes of citizens that have descended from those. They're noticing that, yo, hold on. Every time there's a black person up there, like Barack Obama, they usually don't have any relation to being black in America. Like they're not really black Americans, like just like white Americans. So, because you can't tell me that a white European is the same thing as a white American. It's not the same thing, right? Am I bugging out? Because I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. But when you look at her father, he looks like a Jamaican man that has African descendants, right? Just like my father, he's definitely Taino Indian, but he has some type of African descendants after I did my DNA test. But we're not Black Americans. We're just African descendants. That's just history. That's just where we trace our history to. Like, white people will probably trace their history back to Europe, but that doesn't mean that they're European. They're American. So, yeah, man, I'm tired of these conversations, but I've noticed that that's what is going on here, and then people are just falling for it. Like Barack Obama's the perfect example. A lot of people are like, yo, hold on, man, Barack is not really like, you know, I could be wrong here, but let me know. It's a stupid conversation. It really is. But it just, people are noticing like, yo, that's just what they're noticing. All right, real quick, I do want to show one more video here. Speaking of white liberals, speaking of woke teenage liberals, this is a huge trend. We're gonna move on real quick. Another segment. Make sure to smash the like button. I don't want to be on here too long. But speaking of Kamala supporters, once again, what I told you about, they all look a certain way, they all talk a certain way. Not insinuating anything. I just noticed a trend. Let's take a listen here of grown Trump supporter against a woke teenager. Take a listen.
More time.
Here we go. He's gonna use the whole United Americans commit more crime than migrants do. He's gonna use that argument that white liberals usually tend to make, which is an out of touch argument that basically indicates, oh my God, let's let all these migrants in because we commit more crimes than them anyways. How much you want to bet he does that? I haven't watched the whole video yet, but I'm pretty sure he's about to use this because I've seen other white liberals use this argument. Yes, we do. Yes. And once again, they're going to go to statistics that, once again, are always going to play in their favor because who's releasing these statistics. But when you look at what she said, the Darien Gap, right? Children, this is a real issue outside of the border, right? When they're coming up to the United States of America, and the only reason I'm talking about this is because of border czar Kamala Harris and white liberals that defend this notion that this thing doesn't exist or this thing is slowed down so much that it doesn't really matter. But these are the same people that would never really tell you the truth about the fact that, you know, people are losing their lives coming over here. Children are being misplaced coming over here. Children are being trafficked coming over here, and that's not a conspiracy theory. That's a proven fact by the DHS and their collectives. But let's hear what he has to say.
Actually,
Dan, she cooked him. I'm glad she didn't let him talk. I like, you know, manipulating a conversation can either be a good thing or a bad thing. I love what she did there because she was on limited time anyways. And I'm glad she got her points across. This was 20 Trump supporters against one white liberal. And apparently, you know, I guess people were applauding this liberal for constantly doing a good job, blah, blah, whatever. But I've noticed something that white liberals do is that they can watch the country burn down. They can watch the country literally burn to hell. And they'll just be fine. Another thing that happened yesterday, golly, I forgot to post the video, guys. I'm sorry. But another thing that happened yesterday, there was a rally in New York City, in Washington Heights. A bunch of Dominicans came out in support of Trump. I will be probably talking about this later. I made a speech. A whole bunch of Dominicans made a speech about how they're leaving the Democratic Party and in support of Trump. And this was around AOC's district. I think this is the video right here. Is this the video? Okay, this is me. This is me talking right here, guys. Should we take a listen? It's probably going to be hard to hear.
You would have told me 4 years ago that I'd be standing in front of a bunch of Dominican Trump supporters on a laugh. This is pretty crazy. A lot of people that don't know me, I do YouTube. I've been doing YouTube without some time. When I first started YouTube, there was a lot of people that called me crazy and sellout. Now you see Nicky Jam being misgendered on Trump rallies. You see Anuel, you see Santiago Matias, you see all the...
You can't really hear it. I don't think you guys can hear it as much as I would like you to. Can you guys even hear that? That is me. That is me. I'm a very tall individual. A lot of people don't know that I'm tall. That's me talking. But this is a Trump rally. A bunch of people got together in Washington Heights, around AOC's district, around a whole bunch of politicians' district. This plays into, I think, somebody's district. But this is all democratically ran, and a whole bunch of Dominicans got together and did a whole rally. So yeah, I kind of want to make it a solo video, but I'll play some of it more.
Dominicans now coming out. There was a lot of people that took a lot of hits. A lot of people that sacrificed friendships in order to support Trump because they were tired of the way that the Democratic Party was going. But it is pretty crazy now watching the shift. So I want to give a shout out to those Trump supporters in 2016. 1990, right? Those that have been supporting Trump for a long time, right? So the reason why I want to make it about them is because looking at it now, it's so easy to say, like, we got MAGA hats in the hood. Nobody gonna do anything about it, right? But in 2016, that wasn't the story. It was a lot of people becoming the sacrificial lambs. I was one of the people calling myself out.
You can't. I wish you could hear the video better. Anyways, I gave a speech there. I'll probably try to grab a better video of it. And yeah, I thought it was very important for me to show up there, and a whole bunch of people showed up, and there were some people, that were mad about it. So we'll talk about that later. But ladies and gentlemen, make sure to smash the like button. I appreciate everybody coming through to this live stream. And yeah, I was just giving thanks to people in 2016. A lot of people that took the hits. A lot of people became sacrificial lambs for what is happening today in this movement, specifically in my community and where I grew up. I'd never imagined that there would be a Trump rally literally in the middle of the hood in Washington Heights. I think it's freaking insane, but yeah, it is what it is. So appreciate everybody for being here. Make sure to smash the like button. I will be back later with a bigger and better video for you guys, so please smash the like button. That really does help the algorithm, and share this video to as many people as you guys possibly can. And yeah, I'll be back in a bit. See you guys.